Hi, I'm Jane, this is Potter, and we're going to show you some boundary games. That is go to mat, be happy on mat. Mat is a nice calm place to be. Potter loves this game, he loves being on his mat. So what I'm going to do is just using his everyday kibble, just in my hand here, which he's looking at quite nicely. I'm just going to feed it directly to the bed. So the bed is where all of the good things happen. So not to his mouth, to the bed. And nice and calmly, not throwing it, just calmly placing it on the bed. We also release the dogs off the bed, so to see what happens when they have the decision of whether they choose to get back on the bed or choose to go off and sniff somewhere else. So I'm going to ask him to get off the bed, and my release word is break, and see what happens, and feed him off the bed. Okay, break. So retreat, and look at that, he chose to come straight back on the bed. So it takes a bit of time for this to happen, but the more you feed to the bed, the more they will want to be on the bed. Other things you can play here on the bed are things like Aeroplane game. This is for stillness. So if he moves his nose up, and he gets a treat when he's got a little bit of stillness. This is great for the really busy dogs to get a little bit of calmness and stillness and get them to make their choice of whether they're gonna jump for the treat or mug your hand. Another thing we can play is something called mouse game. So mouse game, you get some treats, bunch of treats, you put them onto the bed and just cover the treats with your hand. You can take your hand off the treats. If he tries to go back and mug them, I would put my hand over the treats. Because he's moved his nose away, I'm going to just flick a treat to him. I'm going to take my hand away, can flick a treat to him. He tried to mug the treats, get the treats, so I just popped my hand over the top. It's his choice to know that having his nose away from the treats is a good thing, which means he's going to get a treat. I then flick the treat to him, and if he was to go back for the treats, I just put my hand over the top. To start off with, you probably end up with quite a tight hand, so they couldn't get in under there. You might get some paws pouring at it, or trying to lick round, trying to get the treats. Eventually you should be able to just put your hand over the top like a cage mouse. This is the mouse, this is the little bits, these are the mice, and we can start moving them around, add a little bit more distraction, and then he gets another one. You might go back for that one. When you start animating the food, they start maybe trying to get back at the treats. Very good, good boy. And he succeeded with that quite nicely. You can then change this up a bit by putting the mice on the floor next to the bed. Can you see that here? It's a bit different with a bed this high. Might not be able to see them quite so much. So they're just on the floor just here. And if he's really good and doesn't break off from the bed, I just pick one up and give it to him off here. We can also then just release him from the bed. So break, give him a treat, pop the mice on the floor here, and we can do the same thing on the floor. He's going to try and mug, give the treat, give the treat, play with the treats a little bit, this, give the treat. Good boy, very nice. Oh, and he tried to mug that one, so just caged it a little bit more, moved my hand around, give him a treat. And then we're just going to wait him out and see what he's going to choose. And he chooses to go back on the bed, which is awesome. Give a treat. I don't mind how he whether he sits, stands, lies down. Ideally lying down would be the ideal thing, but that's pretty good. He's comfortable. Might just wait him out, and there he's gone into a down. Just give him a treat. When the dogs are on the bed, just if that was the end of the session, I would just release him off the bed, and if he chose to go back on it, that's his choice. He can get back on and off, but that was the end of the session. To release him from this training session, got a few treats left. Just do a scatter feed, so say break, scatter, and then that would be the end of the session. So break, break, scatter, and that's the end of the session.